Okay, here we go. We're monkeying around with some of the new details from StreamYard here in the background. Some of you may notice we have our little chat thing here over on the side, and we can make it small, and we can make it medium, and we can make it big, and we can make it wide, and we can make it regular, and I don't know what we're going to do with it, so we're just going to leave it right there. I think everybody should be able to read it just fine. We'll still highlight you as we hang out this evening. Guys, it's 2026. It is the 15-year anniversary. I know we just did the 15-year anniversary, right? Nope, that was for Big Dog Inc. That was for Critter and Penny for Your Soul. 2026 is the 15-year anniversary of The Legend of Oz, The Wicked West. This is the third series that I released way back in the day. And tonight we are going to launch a brand new story arc for this. We're going to talk about this little book, this art, this Kickstarter campaign that launches in 45 minutes, and the stuff that's going to come from the for the rest of the year as well. Why am I over there? What is going on right now? I don't understand. Like I said, weird things are happening right now. I know this is supposed to happen, but I'm supposed to be there. It goes. See, look, it works. Chaos, StreamYard. Man, clean up your act. I don't know what is going on. Allison, help me. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know how. I didn't read the manual.
Oh, okay. I'm apparently reading it on the fly. Every time I click a button, every time I click a button on here, it's like, which way do you want to do all these things? I'm like, can I just?
I just keep sticking to the bottom of my screen. So I mean, clearly,
you have shrunk again a little bit. Yes,
just a little.
Allison Lear here, of course. Gail herself, on rare occasion.
I'm ready to change it up though.
Change
Some
it up.
of this haughty ginger happening.
Yeah,
Oh,
you've been on the ginger kick since I've been showing you some of the ginger stuff.
okay,
We're going
but
to show you.
I love an actual like ginger, and she's giving me like that auburn feel.
Mhm.
Makes me excited.
She does have a new get up in this particular arc. You can't really send a girl off into the wilds of Oz wearing a skirt and that kind of stuff. It doesn't. It's not.
But
Yeah,
it's hard to do some major kick butt things.
it's correct. It's correct. It's correct. Shawnee, you have. Well, you've probably seen one image from Oz so far because I posted it online. I was like, "Are you ready for Ginger's Quest?" And it had a kind of a half shot of her on the page. So I don't know if you've seen that one or not.
Yes, I have, and also I'm on Patreon, so I've seen the stuff that you posted.
Oh yeah, that's
as well,
right.
so,
You get to see all the goodies way
The
way
behind
ahead.
the
Yeah,
scenes.
yeah,
behind
yeah,
the scenes. So yes, and I'm with you. It's like because Ginger's all about kicking butt, so you got to have her dressed appropriately for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to, when we've shown the cover now for quite a while, and I wanted to show the cover to sort of give us the understanding of Ginger as we know her, as we've understood her through this whole thing. I didn't want to just like slap a new outfit on her and people go, well, I don't know who that is. So we're sort of introducing her as we know her, and then as she's going to move on in this story. And Allison Rodriguez, who is the new series artist for this book. We have 3 Allisons involved in this book now. Original artist, Allison Borges.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gail herself, Allison Lear, and now Allison Rodriguez. And we have a character Allison in the book.
Yes.
There's 4 Allisons
It gets very confusing.
in our
Allison
Oz
squared.
thing.
I love it.
Yeah. So everybody's going to have to just start going by numbers, like A1, A2, A3, something to help us out with all of
That
this.
could get very competitive.
Yes, I vote for this Allison here to be number 1.
I don't know. I don't know if I would go there because I really was not. I was not the first one. So
Well, that doesn't. I'm not counting chronological
won't.
or anything else. I'm just you're. I think you're number 1. So there.
Well, we'll have to create a vote somewhere.
We'll draw straws.
We'll let the Patreon people vote, like who's the number 1.
Well, that's not asking for chaos.
No, not in the slightest. No, and it'll just be we'll have 8 people vote, and they'll each of them will pick, and
Someone different.
It'll just be a 4-way tie. So we don't need to do that.
Yeah.
It's over.
And then there's like a write-in ballot.
Yeah.
Save yourself,
like,
Tom. Don't do
Allison-
it. Save yourself.
So yeah.
No. So we, like I said, we are here to celebrate Oz, my Oz specifically, Wicked West, and 15 years of this book, a brand new story arc, which is going to be, so basically we're going to do like we've done in the past, 20 pages for issue, what is 26 for us, issue 26, 40 pages for 27, 28, and 40 pages for 29, 30. So we get the equivalent of 5 issues in 3 issues. We get those all out throughout the course of the year, as well as some of our little side quests that we're going to do with Oz at the same time, which we'll talk about too. Let's put this up. No, of course not. We'll just do it again.
StreamYard.
Oh,
We'll do it again.
StreamYard.
We'll do it again. We'll do it again. We'll do it again. We'll put this up because we're going to launch this thing in 40-ish minutes. Share screen. It's a window. It's this one. And there it goes. Now it's for real. Now it's for real. We're going to show you the campaign, guys. Those of you that have been on Patreon have seen probably 90% of this already. But for the rest of you, here we go. We're going to show you this campaign. Lots of cool artists, a couple of first timers, just to Big Dog Inc. in general, as well as first timers to Oz that have done things for us in other books. So it's a really nice mix of art. There are normally we have first day one exclusives and so on. But because we're launching late in the evening, we're just extending it for 24 hours. So you have 24 hours to get a hold of the bonus trading card and the 24-hour exclusives that we'll show you as well. Also, speaking of which, shout out to Celeste out in Arizona, who has been bothering me all day today about when we are launching, because she is having a child tonight.
Stop! That's awesome.
Oh my God. Congratulations.
And she said,
New
I don't
mama.
know if I'm going to be available this evening or not.
Can you hurry it up? Because that's hilarious.
She messaged me last week, saying, or on Saturday, because normally I launch these on Saturday. So she messaged me on Saturday, and it was noon. And she's like, "Where is it? I don't see the link." And I was like, "No, it's Wednesday. We're doing it on Wednesday this time." And she was like, "Oh, well,
No.
I might not be available." And I was like, "What happened?" She says, "Well, that's the baby's coming." And I was like, you can just reschedule that. Like, don't worry about it. Just push it off and you'll be fine."
You're like,
And
all
then she
all you
messaged me
have
from
to
the hospital.
do
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Oh,
easy.
she's actually in the hospital.
have
yep.
somebody
This way.
pull it up. Just click the button.
Exactly.
So
Tell
she
the kid
messaged
all
me
the
from the
choices.
hospital this morning. She was in her
Aw.
bed, and she wasn't in labor or anything, or she might have been in labor, but she was just
Yeah.
hanging out in the hospital. And she's
Chilling,
like, "So
yep.
when's it happening?" And I said, "Tonight around 9. That's
That's
probably about
Adorable.
7
Whoa.
for Arizona. I'm
That-
not really sure the time zone."
Dedicated fan.
Yeah.
right there,
For
so,
sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yep.
So, and
Well,
I
we
told
send
her, because
all
like,
the good wishes.
yeah, 100%. Because I told her, I was like, normally it's day 1, but like in this case, it's 24 hours. So you have some time to catch up. But Celeste, if you have any problems, you let us know. We'll make sure you get what you need to get, because she's a big Nei fan. So at the bare minimum, I know she's chasing down Nei stuff.
we go.
But she's been a Big Dog fan for a long time, and so who knows what she wants. But
Yeah, I've seen her name pop up a lot. I mean,
oh yeah. She comes up on our live shows that we do on Facebook, and our live sales shows and stuff. And so she's been around for a long time. So have the baby, name it either Tom,
I was,
Allison, or Gail.
I
One of
was
the three.
waiting for that.
One of the three.
One of
You
the
know,
three.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, this is actually her second child too. So I told her something similar the first time, and she was like, "I don't think that's going to happen." I said, "Well, okay." But now this is number 2, so you have a second chance.
Okay.
Second chance.
To do right by BDI. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
So yeah.
cute.
So if whoever's hanging out, we got Mike here in the chat, obviously.
Like,
Anybody else hanging out, give us a hey, hello, how are you? Do us a favor. Also, wherever you're watching this, Facebook, my page, the Big Dog Inc. page, or the YouTube page, the link for this sign up is in the description. So you can click sign up, be told when it goes live. So if you're not going to hang out with us, you'll get a notice later that, hey, we're live. The link will go to a live link as soon as we're live as well. So whenever you are watching this, that link will be good to go. After 9 o'clock, you can get into the campaign and start grabbing your books. So give us a hey, hi, hello, how are you? Tell us who's here. Besides Mike, what's going on?
keep seeing
What
the
is
cursor
going on?
move, and I'm like, what? Oh, okay. That's just Tom.
Yeah. So let's dive in here and show you what's going on, everybody. So this is what we call Ginger's Quest. That is the story arc. Billy, what's going on? This is the story arc title for this book. It is going to primarily focus on Ginger, on her time with the gnome hunters, who she has been sent out with into the wilds of Oz to take care of what she seems to think is the Kaleida problem of Oz. We won't drop too many spoilers for those that have not read the last few issues, but at the end of the last arc, we found out that Ginger had a little. Her whole point in rising the Gnome King is that she thought she would get some allies to go help her take care of the Kaleidas that had killed her family, which we knew about way back in the day. And so this is the first story arc for us that's really my story. It doesn't lean into a lot of bomb specific things. We're still going to have Gale, we're still going to have Ozma, Glinda. They're going to be part of this story, but we haven't. This wasn't a situation where I went, when did Ginger go and have this problem? Because that did not happen. So this is the first really heavy Tom story in Oz with these characters.
From the brain of Tom.
Yep. And
From bomb to Tom.
from bomb. That's going to
Nice.
be that's the title of my autobiography.
Yep.
There we go.
When I'm 90 and I'm still trying to figure out what to write, I'll remember that. So at the beginning here, you get a little history of the story. If you're not familiar, you can read all of this stuff. This is now officially the longest running Wizard of Oz comic book adaptation
Comic book.
in comic book history.
Woohoo.
The previous record was 24 issues, which was done by, I believe it was Caliber Comics. Maybe it wasn't Caliber, it was a different company, but they did 24 issues straight. They did other one shots and other miniseries and stuff. But as far as a numbering system, 24 was the top out. And we are now at 25 going into 30, plus all of our spinoffs and miniseries and extra things as well. So we can now officially take that moniker, because I had to remove it a few years ago when I realized that we weren't that. But now we are that.
We're back.
Yay.
We have a few cool reviews from people. If you want to see what people have thought of the book, there's a few reviews popped up right there that you can see. And we're going right into preview pages, guys, because this is the stuff. Carlos Reno, who was the previous artist for this book, has moved on and is now doing stuff for Mad Cave and some other people. And he was not able to come back to the series. So we had to go find somebody equally as badass. And what we found was a guy named Allison Rodriguez, who was suggested to me by another artist. And I had no idea who he was. I saw some samples that were sent over and I was like, oh, okay, this is good. And then some of the samples that were sent over, I did recognize. And he had, so the only concept I have of Allison Rodriguez is that he did a book for Coffin Comics called Lady Satanis. He did the second issue for Lady Satanis. And I have that book. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, now I have some context of
I know this.
Yeah, what you can really do here, sir.
No wonder his name sounds familiar.
Yeah, and so I was like, so this is what we're doing. This is the book. It's got some monsters. It's got some gunfights. It's the Wizard of Oz, and he was like, "Yo, let's do that." And so I said, "Yeah, let's do that." So he did some layouts, and here we go. This is what we have come up with for you. I think it is absolutely incredible. Gap Melvin is on the colors. He's coming back from coloring Carlos Reno's stuff. He's now coloring the series. These first few pages, they look a little different because we've got sort of a sepia tone over a couple of these pages, because the idea here is that Ginger is at the campfire and sort of telling us the history of Oz, the history of the gnomes. And so we get sort of a little flashback style coloring here. But then when we come into the modern, moments, we get the regular, sort of color. So that's why you're seeing kind of a little bit of oddities here. All right. It's not like weird. Your screen isn't dusty. Like, you're fine. Don't worry. Everything's good. So here we get a little snippet of Ginger's new uniform. The gnomes and her hanging out at the campfire as she tells her story. And the gnomes will just say, without doing too much spoilery elements here, the gnomes are not so sure about what it is she's got to say. So they're kind of taunting her a little bit. Like, yeah, go ahead. What else are you going to tell us this time, Ginger? And she continues to tell her story. And guys, for the first time, we see the wizard right there in that first upper left panel.
Dun, dun, dun.
As we see sort of some aspect of what Ginger thinks happened to the Gnome King when the wizard confronted him and they managed to trap him in the big tourmaline box that we've seen before. Once again, the gnomes are not quite so sure about all of that, which is going to be a fun bit of the story to kind of play around with. And then we have this one big scene right here where we get to see a little more Ginger's new outfit as she starts to relay to us some more specific details now of her problems with the Kaleidas, which are the You see them right here somewhere. Right? No, where the hell are they? Right down the bottom. Right down that bottom.
Yep.
Kaleidos are basically big bears with the heads and arms of tigers. We've seen them a few times in the book, in the early issues of the book. There's a story where Ginger tells us that the Kaleidos killed her family, and this has been sort of one of the lead ups of this entire series, is Ginger finally getting her sort of revenge on the Kaleidos, and so she's telling us that part of the story there. Get her new outfit, suitable for adventuring across Oz and taking care of business. So I will tell you that the next two pages, are a double page splash. They're not done yet. As soon as we have that, we will show it to you. There's a double page splash that I'm expecting to be quite something. So just prepare yourself, because Allison is all about this book. And whenever we talk about the script, he's like, "Wow, this." I was like, "Yeah." So he's quite excited about it, and he's ready to really go bananas with it. But I'll tell you this right now: Allison has sort of reinvigorated my experience with comics, because he came out of nowhere, is wildly talented, clearly, and he came into this project with enthusiasm for it, rather than just, well, how much do I get paid? When do I get paid? Let's get me paid. It was, let's make this book, and let's make this book awesome, and then you can pay me when we're all done.
Let's have fun with it, and then I get money.
There's an enthusiasm from him that really, comes through when we talk on Facebook about what we need on the next pages. When he does his layouts, he listens to like, well, we need to do this and that, and kind of fix this, and he's like, yeah, oh yeah, I get it. That's cool. And so he's really made this coming back to this book a little extra special, because when Carlos left, I didn't know what to do necessarily, because he had been on the book. We'd only had two artists on the book. It was him and the original Allison for so long. And when Allison left, Carlos took over, and we brought the book back. Carlos came back again. So I was like, yes, we're solid. But then when Carlos was unable to come back and do the book, I was sort of in a weird space of like, I got to do this again. I got to find somebody again. I got to find somebody good again. And thank God for Allison. Thank God for Allison Rodriguez. And here we are.
Like
I hope
that should just Allison's now from now on.
Yeah.
For any of your needs, you're just like, you know what?
I think it's kind of sweet irony that an Allison came in and revitalized.
100%.
Yep.
100%. And I'll tell you this: there's more to the Allison story that I will bring up a little bit later. Okay. But we got 30 minutes until we launch this thing. There's more. Yeah, boy. 30 minutes until we launch this thing, guys. So we're going to get into the nitty gritty. Day one, as always, we have our wizard trading card. This is not a stretch goal, my friends. This is an automatic, not day one, 24 hours. If you pledge in the first 24 hours, you're getting this card. Any physical book, you are getting this card automatically. I'm realizing I have to change something on that card because 16 is not right. That was from our previous card. So this will be number 17, just for those that are keeping track. Cool Keith Garvey art there. We changed the color scheme. It had been purple. We changed it to kind of a green blue for these cards. So that is an automatic. When you pledge tonight or through tomorrow, you get that card in your package. That's it. Automatic. Done. Then we go to stretch goals. We have our first stretch goal right here. This is so 5,000 is our goal. 7,000 is our first stretch goal. This will unlock a creator's collector card. This is a card that we've been talking about on JD Calderon's show. JD Calderon, JD Rosario, when we do their podcasts. This is a card done in conjunction with them, with Marvin Wynn, with Rob Multari. You'll learn more about that when we get that unlocked. But it is a Dorothy Gale trading card. That is your first stretch goal. And then as we go along, we'll drop more stuff for you. Here's the stuff you need to see, so you know what you're doing. This is the basic cover, your logo cover that we always do. General Ginger on the road with the gnomes. Amazing, beautiful, spectacular cover. That's your basic book right there. Remember, everything that you see prices, that includes your shipping. So it's not $15 plus another 10. It's just, that's it.
Nice.
It's $15. You're in, you're out, you're done. Kaput. Okay.
Mike says he's getting the card.
Getting the card. Mike always gets the card.
Mike always gets the card. Yeah.
Always gets the card. Yes. Then we go into the variants. Steve Ferris joins us for the very first time. Steve is an amazing artist. I've been watching him for a while doing things for other people. And I said, that's not fair. You need to work for me. And he said, okay. What do you said, okay, what do you want? And I said, we need just a nice, cool shot. Dorothy Gale, Emerald City in the background. Give me the road. And he was on it. He was on it. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous cover, guys.
Very pretty.
I wish I could show you like closer up, but trust me, this will not disappoint you, my friends. All of these
page, her face is closer. It's a close up of her.
Yeah. When we did the teaser, you could see it closer. Yeah. It's incredible. It's just incredible what he did. Again, $25, no extra shipping. I was about to say something else, but Shawnee shut me down. Now I don't remember. Anyway, Steve is here. Get his first ever cover right there. It's beautiful. It's fantastic.
Gorgeous.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. All the variant covers are limited to 100 copies. 100 copies.
Oh,
As
okay.
usual, that's our standard, but just to let everybody know, everything's limited to 100 copies. So come get your books. The Bad Rabbit. What is Oz without Ni Rufino? I came to her in December and I said, look, we gotta have you back. She said, yep. What do you want? I said, look, I want to go big and bold and Beauregard. And Beauregard. That's correct. So I was like, so I want to do something that we is sort of not normal for the standard variant cover world, but I want it to be all Oz. I want it to be bleeding our Wicked West from side to side. And I said, let's and I knew that she would love drawing Beauregard because she loves drawing the animals and stuff. So I said, this is for you. This is not for anybody else. I've not pitched this to anybody else. I want Beauregard. I want Ginger. I want them in the Emerald City, and I want them dancing, and I want it to be spectacular. And she did not let me down at all. She had a great time doing this. She kept showing me the pieces as it was going along. The original art is spoken for, my friends. Spoken for.
So pretty.
It's incredible just in the line art.
It is.
But when she comes in with all of the Emerald City and so on, it's ridiculous. And then when you get closer, you'll see the rainbows in Ginger's skirt and all that kind of stuff.
They're beautiful.
Yeah. So unbelievable. That is Bad Rabbit right there, Mr. Beauregard. Then we have Mr. Ryan Kincaid joining us on Oz for the first time with The Witch of the West.
Yay.
This was the easiest pitch of all time, and he absolutely nailed it exactly as I described it to him. Well, in fairness, I drew like a stick figure sketch. I was like, put the orb, put her hand, and go. And he was like on it. And so he knocked this out. This is also the first of two covers that Sean Lee is joining us. He's a new colorist for Big Dog Ink. Got to know Sean through Ryan, who Ryan did a Battle Beast cover for the Invincible book. He did a variant cover for them, and I looked at it when we were down in Texas, and I was looking at that cover like, God damn, who colored that? And he was like, oh, Sean Lee. And I was like, so how do we get Sean Lee? He was like, well, you message him. And I was like, oh, okay, that's simple.
That easy.
That's easy.
Yeah, it was super easy. And so Sean did great. He was really good with this. We had some edits, and he was like, yep, no problem. Tell me what you need. So we got that, and we got our we don't have a lot of Witch of the West covers.
Mm-mm.
She's only appeared on a handful of covers. So this one is really just unbelievable. I hadn't even really thought that Ryan would go and do like the whole castle behind her, and he went all the way in on that piece. So really, really good, really beautiful. Always great to have Ryan on our campaigns. So Witch of the West, Ryan Kincaid.
He gets in the zone and he just goes.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Absolutely. Then we have the Twister. I love this piece so much too. It's
So
so
cool.
fantastic. So this is Larry Tuason. He's been doing some covers for us for a while. Dude is ridiculous in what he does, like crazy ridiculous. And I was like, so I need, and I gave him, we had done this once in the book before, but it was kind of a weird angle. And I was like, so this is what we want. We want the Twister. Gail is sort of travels through the Twister with the horse that flies. And he was like, okay, I think I got it. And I was like, nope, you don't got it. That's not what we want. Let's try it again. And he was like, okay. So we did it again. And it was, a little more Twister and a little more angle and a little, we want it to really twist like at the end and stuff. And then we wanted her to be coming out of the Twister. He kept having the horse like coming around the Twister. I'm like, no, we want it in that Twister and coming out. And he was like, oh, I got it. And finally we got it. And it was just stunning line art.
All that detail on the bottom is amazing.
I can't even tell you. When you see this piece in person, you will really truly appreciate it. And then of course, Sean Lee, I gave this to Sean Lee, who did the Ryan Kincaid cover. I was like, hey, listen, I know you did that Battle Beast cover. It was a little sort of grungier and dirtier and brown and whatever. And I was like, we need that for this Twister. And he was like, yeah, I'm game. So he came right in and he didn't bury the line art. Everything is crisp and clean and it's just freaking beautiful. So this is one of my favorite pieces. This, my friends, is destined to become a banner at Big Dog Ink shows. I'm telling you right now, because it's straight up nonsense. And I hope you guys all grab a copy.
It encapsulates it all just in that one picture. That is
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yep. Super great. This one came about super fast and easy as well. This is Eisenetto Adamar. I again realized that a lot of the guys have not really made too many appearances on our covers. But whenever Jack Pumpkinhead is involved, people pay attention. And so I was like, okay, it's time for a new Jack cover. But I want to do something a little unique again with Oz that we don't do a whole lot, which is homage covers. And this is an homage to John Romita Jr. from X-Men 207. If you guys remember, it's Wolverine with his claws, and the claws are kind of slicing through the cover, the three slices. And so I said to Eisenetto, I was like, this is what we want, but Jack has a hatchet. So we need to, modify it with that. And he was like, oh, no problem. He loved it. In fact, he freaked out because he got to draw a guy for the first time in a million years.
Aww.
He was like, I never draw dudes. And I'm like,
kind of precious.
100%. Yeah. It was great. And then I gave it to Elenia DiNapoli, who does a lot of our colors. And I told her, okay, look, we want to do a little more on this. I want you to go in and I want you to sort of texture this up. I want to see a little more. I don't want her to see like a white shirt. Like I want to see it. I want to see some texture. Again, when you see this piece up close, you're going to see all the texture in the shirt, in the mask, and in the pants. Like she went bananas in this, and it came out so good. It is such a unique coloring element that she did, and I can't thank her enough for just diving.
I love
all
the shadow work too. That really just makes it pop as well. It's really cool.
Yep. She did not hold back. She did exactly what I wanted. And like I said, we don't really do homage covers very often, but this one just seemed to be fun and makes sense in some way. So there we go. And then last but not least, my friends, it is Princess Langwidere, who has also not appeared on more than I think one cover previously.
Yeah, I think just the one.
And so this is Pedro Perez. I love Pedro Perez. You should all love Pedro Perez. He has a great sort of animation style to him. All of his art kind of has like a little bit of a blur to it, like old like 70s animation cartoons. It's absolutely incredible what he did. I love this piece so much, right down to the ruby key that's hanging off of her chain there. He even added the bookshelf. I didn't tell him to add the books, but he was from the reference that I gave him had her in her library, and so
Perfect.
he threw a library behind her too. So I was like, well, that's pretty nifty, and it really brought this whole thing right around. For those that don't know, Princess Langwidere has a collection of heads, and so she swaps them out as necessary. And this was one of the fun pieces, or one of the fun characters for my book, because when we were writing this in the early days, people were always asking me, like, when are we going to see Princess Langwidere? When is she going to be around? When are you going to have a dividend? And I was like, well, I don't know. And as it turns out, she was there all along. And that was a great reveal. I love doing that. And now we get to have her as part of the larger story. And Pedro did this was, what I did is I pitched him the idea of, this is sort of a pseudo homage, but it's not exactly right. Way back in the day, the Boom did the Power Ranger covers where they were really, really close up, and they were like all holding their helmets right in front of them, but they were like really tight close-ups. And so I was like, so I want to do that, Pedro, but I want to pull it out so I want to see the headless part. That's the whole part that matters. Like, she can't just hold her head and we can't see why she's holding her head. Like, we need the whole thing. And he was like, oh, I get it. Yeah, that's no problem. And here we go. So Princess Langwidere.
It's like kind of like the critter ears.
Yeah, I think I was thinking CB Zane's. Yeah,
yes, the CB Zane ones. We did exactly that. I was like, give me close-ups of the ears, and that's 100%. Yes, 100%. And I've had this cover in mind for years, like literally for years. And I pitched it to one guy who I wanted to do it, and he was like, I don't know if my style fits like Wizard of Oz stuff. And I was like, no, you'd be fine. But he didn't want to do it. And so I just kept it in my back pocket. And when we came around and it was time to line everybody up, I was like, Pedro can do that. And it would look fantastic.
Pedro's art always reminds me a little bit of like looking at an animation cell. It has that kind of feel to it.
100%. Yeah, 100%. I love everything he does. Love everything he does. So that's it, guys. That is your general run through on all of the covers that are available.
I don't know what my favorite is.
Okay.
I know, it's too hard. So I was like, I don't know.
Well,
they're all amazing.
Let's just show you more then.
Of course, no.
So again, 24 hours, guys. Normally we do these as day ones, but because we're starting late, these are 24 hours. We have 3 sepia tone variants. These will be printed on a matte paper, so they will really kind of look like, being drawn into the paper. So we have a sepia tone for the Twister, Larry Tuason.
That's fantastic.
We have a sepia tone for Steve Ferris.
Oh, I love
which
that one.
just looks like straight out of a tintype photograph from the 20s. It's incredible. And then we have the sepia tone for the Witch of the West.
Sweet.
Which just looks incredible. So again, printed to order for the first 24 hours. Typically, these types of books end up landing somewhere in the 20 to 30 maxing out range. So they're usually extremely limited. So if these float your boat at all, first 24
grab it
hours.
while you can.
Yes. But wait, there's more.
There's more.
Freaking stop it.
The first 24 hours, guys.
Oh,
we have
there's the line art. Oh, that's so gorgeous.
We have a Nii Rufino artist set. Okay. You're going to get the line art that you can see right there as a cover. You are going to get the logo edition up top. It's the only way to have the full trade dress on it is in this set. That's on the top. And then the one on the right will be a holofoil edition that is only available in that set. So all 3 of those pieces are only available in
oh my god, this in holofoil
in the art set.
Yeah.
That's what Nii said when I told her we were
magical.
doing that. She was like, I can't wait to see the foil. I was like, yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So that is a 3-piece set, first 24 hours, again, printed to order. So it's $100. You get all 3. Again, includes your shipping. Don't worry about extra money. It's just you're in, you're out, you're done. get those 3 books, first 24 hours. So that's your 24 hours, guys. Those 3 sepias and the artist edition for Nei. And then, of course, you get a free trading card as well, just for pledging on anything that you want. That's an automatic toss in.
Sweet.
All right. Then we have metals and foils for some of the other ones. So if you want to get fancy, we have the Kincaid available as metal or foil.
That's going to be really pretty as a metal foil. Especially the crystal ball is really going to pop.
Yep. Dorothy Gale, Steve Ferris, available as foil or metal. Mm-hmm. Again, the foils and metals are all printed to order. All printed to order. And Bad Rabbit. This, however, is going to be jeweled. Guys, jeweled. So when we get a picture, we're gonna show you the picture.
Alice and I are having vapors.
But this was kind of a late edition, and so what I did was I messaged the jeweler, and I was like, so tell me how you do these things, how they work, and all of the things. And she was like, okay, yeah, this is how we do it. We kind of do these you can kind of pick kind of gems and stuff. And I was like, yeah. And so it will so the piece will have 25 individual gems, little gemstones, across the entire piece. And so what I'm hoping is she has a metal plate. It's on metal, by the way. So she has the metal plate. She's going to do a sample for us. And once she's got the sample done, she will then, hit me up and say, hey, here's the picture. You can see the actual picture. It will be our first ever jeweled cover, guys.
Yeah.
Something that I've seen people doing for a while. I've always kind of dug on them like, oh, that looks kind of cool. Maybe we want to do that. But I just never have. And so now we're
very well to that.
Now we're going to. As soon as I kind of thought about like, how do I do something special here?
Use this up a little more.
Yeah. And for Nei and this cover, like, again, I told people when I got this cover, this is like maybe the top 3 cover of all time for me. So I love this thing so much. In fact, it was funny when she was doing this. Nei has a guy who generally buys the original art, like all of it. It doesn't matter. Just it's done. Send me the bill. And so when she was working on this, she was still doing the line art, and I was like, so listen, I'm going to need the line art for this because this is something that's really special to me. And she was like, oh no, well you're going to have to tell him. And I was like, I'll tell him. I know him. We'll tell him. Exactly. And so I messaged him and I was like, so listen, my friend, you're not getting any of this. And he was kind of like,
not this time around.
No. And I was like, well, listen, you got the omnibus cover out from under me and I wanted that one big time. So I had to step up to the plate and we will have, incidentally, when we come to Ostravaganza this year, we will have a lot of the original art for the art of this book to bring and show to the museum.
Oh, nice.
And at the booth in Glinda's tent. So
big year, Tom.
It is. So that's your fancy stuff, guys. That's your fancy stuff. Your 24 hours and your fancy stuff. But wait, there's more. It's the mystery box, guys. We have our mystery box returning.
Mystery box.
And do you notice anything different?
I do. Yes.
So we have a alternate head version of Princess Langwidere by our friend Pedro Perez.
Dang it.
So again, I told him, I was like, so I need to do, what was funny was he was not comprehending that she had other heads. So as I was giving him like, we need blonde, I want to do something different. He was just taking the same head and just turning her blonde. And I was like, nope, no. We got to go completely different as if she like she just took that head off of somebody else's body. And he was like, oh, okay. And so we got it. So this is exclusive to the the box.
Mystery box. Mhm.
You're going to get 9 variants in there from BDI Books. You're going to get that Pedro Perez cover. 50 of these being made as usual. That's all we ever make is 50. Of those 50, 5 of those will be made foil and just randomly put into the mystery boxes.
Nice.
So you're going to get that cover for sure, but you might also get a 1 of
There's
5.
a chance you might get a 1 in 5 foil.
1 of 5 hollow foil. Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, and you get the Allison Chibi magnet done by Bunley Young, which will have 50 of them and put them in those boxes, and that's the only way to get that as well. All right. Then we have the quick catch-up pack, guys. If you just need to catch up on some issues, we got some issues for you. We have the omnibus, which is not in. It's literally at the printer right now. I am supposed to have the proof. They want to send me a proof first before we go to print on this monstrosity.
Mhm.
So the proof is supposed to be in the mail on its way to me. So
The
as soon as
check
I
is in the
get it,
mail.
I can look at it, and approve it. It's literally already there. Oh my God, what a nightmare this was to produce this book. Nightmarish. We'll come back and talk about that after we launch this, but it was a nightmare, but we finally got it. And so if you don't have the omnibus, you can get the soft cover edition right here. There's volume 5 in case you need a volume 5. We do have the TikTok miniseries. I don't have many of these left, folks. As I'm going through, I might have 20 or 30 sets of these left, and then they are gone. This was something that we did with Aspen Comics. I do not have many of these sets left. If you don't have one, please get one. And then we do have, again, same thing. I've got about 20 or 30 sets of the Aspen edition Oz books with the Jesse Witchman covers. He did brand new covers for all 6 issues. If you don't have those, I've got 20 or 30 sets of those left, and then those are going to be gone. All right.
Poof.
Oh, and don't forget, we have the Good Witch, Bad Witch combo from Ryan
Oh,
Kincaid.
very cool.
On the left, we have her in her normal sort of skin tone. And then, of course, on the right, we have the Gone Green edition.
Green.
So you can get that as a combo pack right there. Get the 2 if you like the Ryan Kincaid stuff. And if you just want it all, see? What did we talk about? I'm missing a cover.
You are. Yep.
Missing it right there. So I'm going to drop the Jack Pumpkinhead one right in there. But if you just want it all, if you just want all the new stuff, it's all right here. You can get it. It's like $187 value or something for $150. You get both versions of Ryan Kincaid's cover as well. So both are in there. And again, that includes your shipping. That's you're good to go. $150, you're good to go. Includes your shipping. Okay. And then if you're just new to Big Dog Inc., you can dive into all kinds of other stuff that we have.
There's so many goodies.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun. Yes, that's the Freddy combo. That's correct. The Freddy combo.
The cosplay that I want to do.
That is the prettiest. Freddy's always just give it all. Just give it to me all.
Right?
All right. So there we go. Any questions, my friends?
No, but I just love it how when you say for the catch up and things like that, for people just want to get into Big Dog Inc. as it is, that section continues to grow, which is amazing, and I love it. But there'll be more titles and more art, and it's just I'm just so happy to see the growth of that. So it's amazing.
Well, and I keep looking at it, going, "Wait, do I have that? I don't think I have those TikTok comics.
You don't have the TikToks? Come on.
I don't think I do.
Come on.
I don't think I do. I think I have like one, maybe.
That's weird.
Or I don't know.
That's weird.
I feel like maybe I got electronic versions from you or something and read them.
That's possible. Certainly, I have those. That exists. Also, incidentally, speaking of digitals, when you get the books, you get the digital copy as well.
Perfect.
If you are just needing digital copies, if you're overseas and you want to pay, $30 for shipping, you just want the digital, we have the digital available as well. That's not a problem. But everything comes with the digital copy. Even the Big Dog Inc., like the trade paperbacks and stuff, it all comes with the digital copy included with your price and all that kind of stuff. So
I'm always so appreciative of that, because that way I don't have to mess up my actual floppy covers.
Yes.
Yep.
keep them.
So, guys,
pristine.
we've done it here. We have about 1 minute, less than a minute
Tick,
to
tick,
go,
tick, tick, tick.
and we're gonna make this thing go.
Dun, dun,
Let's
dun.
see, exit preview, and
Oh my goodness.
it's
Uh-huh.
approved. We are ready to launch. Yes, I know all of the things.
Not my
I've
first
been-
rodeo.
I've been here before. That's what the button should say. Is
A
I've been here
time
before.
or two.
Exactly, just a time
I've
or
been here
two.
before.
Yep.
So we're just
Once or
waiting
twice.
for the countdown. Any final questions, guys, before we launch this beast? I know as soon as we'll launch it, somebody will be like, "Hey, I can't find something." Okay,
Well, yeah, because this is not your first rodeo. You know that's going to happen.
I know what's gonna happen. I know.
Yeah, so
I was pretty.
Everyone get the Freddy combo.
The Freddy combo. Yes,
The Freddy
correct.
combo.
Boom, and we are launching because it's 9 o'clock.
I like that the
And-
drum roll.
And boom.
We're
And
live.
boom, we are live. Guys, we're live. We're live. We're live. I'm going to go tell Facebook people that we're live.
Okay.
Ooh, yes.
And on my side, well, I'm live as well, so it's good. I see it. Here it is in all its glory.
Can I do that?
And
I do that
post that
without
we're live. And we'll
messing
talk
things
about
up?
some more stuff tonight. Mike, you're giving spoilers. Spoilers.
Dun, dun,
Spoilers.
dun, dun.
Did you read your Patreon book yet, Shawnee? That you got? Oh no, you didn't get yours yet because it had to get forwarded. That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you don't
no.
you don't even know what this means.
That's okay. It'll be a surprise for later.
Okay. Yeah, I will. All I will say is in the BD Index book that is also at the printer, by the way. The BD Index book, which is our who's who of all the things Big Dog Inc. Why does it have? I hate it when it has this dumb little box at the bottom. Go away, little box at the bottom. The BD Index has a first appearance of a new character that has not appeared anywhere else in the Big Dog Inc. universe. I threw her in there as fun. She was a character that was semi-imagined up while I was at Motor City Nightmares last year, the horror show. I was there with Chad Perkins, and we were talking about all kinds of horror movies and stuff, and obviously, but we were talking about some of the public domain things that were becoming, just turning into horror movies, like Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and things like that.
Yes.
And a particular one popped up, and I just started laughing because my brain took it somewhere that I would have never, ever in my life imagined. And I told Chad Perkins, and I told Chad, I was like, this would be, you know how dumb this would be? And he was like, yeah, that's pretty dumb. And we just kept talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. And it just kept fleshing itself out. Sort of like when we do Oz stuff here, where it's like, how do we make this character westernized or whatever? And, you know, we take 10 minutes and suddenly we have like a baseline for it. So that's what happened with this character. And I decided to go ahead and, even though she has not appeared anywhere yet, I went ahead and did a listing for her in the book. So
she's a little hidden Easter egg.
a little hidden Easter egg. Yeah, she's a future. She's from the future. Yeah, she's from the future.
Okay.
So we'll let you guys all figure that part out. So let me tell you the more Allison news now.
Yeah.
So this will be in conjunction with something that I'll show you guys in a second. But of course, the original artist of the book was Allison Borges. I found him through the studio that I got JB Netto from, who does all the Penny for Your Soul art. And he jumped on and took over the book. And I think one of the interesting things about watching issues 1 through 15, where only 3 of those issues are not him, you can really watch Allison grow as an artist, like through all those 15 issues. And then at issue 16, that's when Carlos Reno came in as the official ongoing artist, and and he did his issues. But when Allison left, it's sort of like when I told you, like, with Carlos leaving, I'm like, oh, I'm back to square one. When Allison left, I felt like I lost something. And just so you guys know, when Allison did leave, he went off to do DC Comics and other stuff. So it wasn't like he just vanished. He went off and did other things, like a lot of our artists have done. Jose Luis with Critter went off to go do DC Comics, and a lot of our guys have grown up. FICO Ocio went off to draw Transformers and freaking GI Joe and all that. Like I'm proud of these guys for starting with us and finding their way out into the world and doing these things. But I really kind of felt like I think I lost something in losing him, because I was watching him grow and I was like, oh my God, this is never going to stop. Like this is limitless, what he can do, what he's going to do, what I'm going to help him do with my writing. Like, I'm watching you, dude. I'm watching you. And then we had to stop. And when Carlos came in, Carlos was great. He did a great job, but it just wasn't the same.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had always kind of felt like, that's I missed the boat on that. And so it's been now, been at least a decade, maybe this is 15 years for this book. It's been at least a decade since he's been gone. And when I was doing stuff for the omnibus, going through trying to find old art and stuff, I was missing a lot of stuff. I was like, oh my God, where's this art? And so I had to start tapping on doors, Jazzy Wedgman, I need stuff from Aspen. Where is it? He's like, I got it. Here it is. So we found everything except for one piece. And the one piece we did have, it just still had logos on it. So no big deal. But I was trying to get everything clean so we could really have a nice presentation. But that was the only one. And it's not a big deal. It's in the cover gallery, and because the logos are kind of white, you can barely see it anyway. But anyway, I was knocking on doors, and I found out that I was missing stuff. I was missing actual pages, line art pages from Allison's time.
Oh.
Like I had the finals, the colors and stuff, but I was missing the actual line art for 2 issues. I was like, how is this even possible? I don't know how these would disappear. So I messaged the studio, because I know that they had split too. So I messaged the studio, and I was like, so, hey man, you don't happen to have any of this stuff like in your files, like studio files or anything? And he was like, no, don't have any of it. But I've got Allison's email. And so I was like, oh, okay. So hit me up. And it was the same email that I'd had forever. I just assumed maybe he had changed it, but it was the same one. So I was kind of like, oh, maybe this isn't going to work. But I sent it. It went through. It was fine. And he messaged me back. And he was really happy to hear that we were doing the book again. And I was like, hey, man, I just want to check on you. Like, you okay? Like, what's going on? And he was like, yeah. And he gave me a link to his Instagram where he's doing like wildly different stuff. And but what was interesting, geez, where is this coming from? Part of the message he said was like, yeah, I'm doing different stuff, blah, blah. But he said, but I'm at peace right now. And I was like, that makes me feel really bad, because I knew stuff was weird back in the day when he was jumping around and moving, and he wasn't really happy with a lot of stuff. And so for him to say like, yeah, no, I'm at peace with where I'm at with what I'm doing and stuff. And I was like, whoa, I'm super happy to hear that, dude. And I didn't even, at that point, I didn't even worry about like the art. I was just like, I just wanted to talk to the guy. So we just me a little back and forth, and I saw the stuff he does. The stuff that he was doing is really, really interesting. It's highly, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like highly geometric shapes and sort of like spiritual, like, I don't know how to describe it, but I was looking at it and I was like, this is really cool stuff. It's not comic book like at all, but it's just really cool design work, graphic design work, but like really interesting. And so after a while, I was like, so are you not doing comics anymore? And he was like, no, that just kind of floated away. Those jobs just kind of dissipated or whatever. And I said, look, I don't know that I ever told you this, because when we split, it was kind of a weird split and things were going kind of strange. But I was like, to me, especially at that time, you were like one of our top 2 guys that we had. And I was never really comfortable with how the split happened, where, and I was okay with you going to DC. I wasn't going to tell you no, of course not. But I was like, I wasn't really happy. We never really talked. It was just sort of like, well, Allison's doing something else. And I was like, oh, geez, that kind of sucks. And so he messaged back and he was like, yeah, I know. I felt the same way. It wasn't really a great transition. Like it wasn't great. And so he felt bad about it too. And I said, is doing comics something you are interested in doing anymore? And he said, well, like I said, the jobs aren't really there and I'm doing this other stuff. And I said, of course. But if the job was there, would that be something that interests you? And he said, well, what do you have in mind? And I said, well, like you said, Oz is coming back for the 15-year anniversary. And I don't know what better way to celebrate that than having you be a part of it. And I said, I'm doing this anthology book. So it'll have 3 stories in it. 2 of them are already spoken for, but I still need an artist for the other one. And if you want to do it, I will give it to you. And it's only a short story, so it's not like you have like a whole series to deal with, but you can come in and you can do this short story if you want to do it. And he was like, well, what is it? And I said, well, it's a new character called the Silver Princess. And you can see her down at the bottom there. And so I showed him the art and stuff, and he was like, 100%, let's do this. So that art there is, the whole cover is done by Jason Hare, who's been doing all of our anthology covers. But I can tell you now that Allison Borges is coming back to Oz to do the Silver Princess story.
That's so amazing. Oh my God, that's so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And this will be in our March campaigns.
Holy crap, a little full circle. That is so amazing. So I'm excited.
Yeah. It'll be the first appearance of the Silver Princess, of course, obviously. It's also the first appearance of Overman Anu up top, who that art's been done. The interior art is done by Samir Samau. Sean Lee, who we've seen his colors already. He's doing the colors for the interiors too. Again, it was the same thing. I was like, dude, you can get things dirty, and I need sort of a dirty look for this town and this guy who fights in. Yeah, exactly. I was like, I pitched it to him. I was like, look, this guy lives in an old West town and he fights invisible bears. And so we want, it's dust and whatever. And he was like, oh, I get it. Yeah, 100%. And then I showed him the art, Samir's art, and he was blown away. He was like, this is fantastic. I was like, I know, I hired him. Like, what do you want? I only work with the best over here, guys. And so he's on it. And then the Glass Cat is being done by Sergio Rios, who has been doing some design work for us. He designed actually Overman for us. He's been doing some design work and some coloring work, but he's doing the Glass Cat story, which is all finished, and it's being colored right now. So that book is going to be basically 90% complete by the time we get to March, which will be great because we can really turn and burn on it and get it in people's hands. And then, of course, Allison Borges is coming back to do the Silver Princess, and that will be our BD16 anthology. But because this time it's all Oz characters, it's the BD16 Oz.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like the serendip. Well, I can't even think of the right word because I'm tired and my nose is congested. But I love how Allison, the old coming in and a full circle, and then bringing in a
yeah.
So that is really, I love that. It all looks amazing. So.
Yeah. I'm very excited I'm very excited for this book. This book was really, really fun to write. The Glass Cat story is littered with stuff. I mean, there is
Littered.
Bum, bum, bum.
littered with stuff.
That was very Bombian. The puns.
I know what I'm doing over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you just fake it till you make it.
Yeah. I just listen to people's reactions and roll with it.
There you
I
go.
don't understand what I did. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. The
Note to
Glass
self,
Cat
that
is
worked.
very cool. It has a bunch of new characters in it. I think people will get a kick out of how we deal with the sort of the cat's personality, because he's not exactly like a.
He's a butt.
He really is.
Butt.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So Sergio's got a great sort of animated style that I thought would be perfect for the cat. And as soon as I pitched it to him, he was completely in. He's like, "Yep, give me that. I want to do the Glass Cat." So it looks really, really good. The colors are really, really good. And again, we get a bunch of like new characters and stuff in here. So that's
awesome.
always fun is these new characters.
Mhm.
They're not going to be characters. I mean, no one. I shouldn't say no one. 99% of Oz people don't even know who Overman Anu is. Like, that's reality right there. And I like that, but it's also sort of like taking a risk, because like, I don't sell a character that nobody knows who the hell this character is. But I think when you get the story, I think the story is cool enough that people, regardless of knowing him or not, I think you're going to be like, this is a cool story. And it also has King Renard in it. Well, he's known as King Renard in Oz. He's not a king in our book. He's a little bit different, but Renard is also in this book as part of the Overman story. So he was fun to do. And the whole thing with the Valley of Voe and the spiral staircase that leads to the pyramid of the gargoyles, like, there's a lot going on in 10 pages in this book. There's a lot going on. But Samir is really doing a great job kind of absorbing this script. And I was doing sketches too. I don't know that I've done as many sketches of how I want this to appear on the page as I've done for this, because I had such a specific sort of vision of like, this is how I want to introduce the valley, the town, what's Overman doing, like the pyramid up on the hill, like the spiral staircase. I had to figure out a spiral staircase. That threw me for a long time. That really, really threw me for a long time.
Really?
But then I got it. Then I came up with a great way to do the spiral staircase, tie it into the character, like, because again, this is sort of where I'm taking Bomb's elements and re-tetrising them into a new, sort of whole. So the Overman story is very Bombian, reset. The Glass Cat is my story completely. And then the Silver Princess is basically my story as well. But Overman was really unique because I was deep in the Bomb stuff. I had I have this book is always next to me all the time.
Yeah.
This Who's Who book. I have this gigantic annotated Oz thing here.
Michael Patrick Hearn.
So
Love. So is the Silver Princess the first Ruth Plumley Thompson that has come in?
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, that's a public domain issue right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because only 3 of her books are public domain. And this just happens to be one of them. So she was a character that when I heard it and I kind of learned about it, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. There's got to be something to mess around with there. But then I was like, oh, that's Ruth. So it's not, I can't. But then as I do more and more Oz research and stuff, and public domain is happening again. So all of the Plumleys will eventually come into public domain.
Yeah.
So as I was looking at public domain, it turned out that 3 of her books are already public domain, including that one. And I was like, attack! I want it. Let's go.
I feel like there's more than 3.
I think that, well, with
sure?
public domain now, there may be more, but at the time that I was kind of tinkering with this, there were
Okay.
only 3.
I'm like, I'm
And
pretty
this
sure
is
it's more than
one of
that.
the interesting things is this is one of her later ones.
Yes.
Like her early stuff might be,
because the early
Yeah.
ones.
her early stuff might
definitely.
be kicking in now, but this one was a late one, and I was like, oh, but I like it, and it's super good. And then we were kind of struggling with the costume because, again, the Silver Princess, but we kept coloring her, and she kept coming out sort of white. And I was like, I don't want it to be white, like, because Elenia was coloring the design, and it just kept coming out white with like sort of purple tints and tones and shading and stuff. And I was like, it looks cool, but it's not silver. And then I was like, Elenia, what would happen if you took the white base out and put a gray base in and let all your other stuff sit on top of the gray base? And she was like, okay. And she turned it in, and I was like, yo, that's, oh my God, that's in my brain. That's
we have a
silver.
winner.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's silver, man. So we kind of figured something out in the colors, which was fun.
Doofus.
And yeah, so we'll have the Silver Princess now. So that's fantastic. Love it, guys. We've been doing this for 20 minutes. We're already basically halfway to goal. Goal.
That's so cool.
So there we go. I think that's all the news that I can drop at this point. Trying to think if there's anything else that we got going on. So like I said, the next Oz book will be 40 pages. We'll be doing that sometime like probably like July or August, and then wrapping it up at the end of the year. And then this guy, which I'm super excited about. So 16 years of Big Dog Inc., 15 years of Oz. Amazing cover. I love this cover. This was sort of a, it's not really an homage or a tribute. I think maybe it's a tribute. So DC used to do these things called DC triple action or something like that. And I always liked the covers because they'd have a little character and then like some sort of action panel next to it. And I always wanted to do it, and I could never figure out like, how do I do that? What context do I have to do that? And then we got this, and I told Jason Hare, like I said, he did the BD 13 to 15 covers that all connect side to side. And I said, we're going to do something different this time. I want to do sort of this. And he was like, yeah, that's great. What's funny is, I don't know if I should. No, I'll tell you. What's funny is, so Elenia is doing the colors on this, and I had to do, so I have the design work for Overman, and I was basically going into Photoshop and just sort of dropping in solid colors like this kind of brown and this kind of tan, and these boots and whatever, and like brown hair. So I dropped in brown hair, but the way that the hair is drawn, it's sort of like there's chunks. And so I just kind of went tick, 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 and dropped in a bunch of brown. But I missed a spot that was left white.
And then you were like, ooh.
Well, no. Then Elenia looked at that and said, ooh. And she left it white. So we got a little white strip in his hair that when I did see it at the end, I was going to tell her, oh, no, that should be brown. But then when I saw it, I was like, no, I think that works.
That works.
I like that little mistake. So yeah,
fun.
Got a little silver fox action.
Yeah, that's
right. Little artistic glitch that worked out.
Those are the behind the scene little little known facts.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. This was fun to do, to really go deep. There were a lot of characters that I really wanted to do, so we might do this again, just because. I've got a big list of stuff. In fact, I had a list of like 12 characters that I was like, okay, I got to write stories for all of these, and I only chose two of them. But when I did the Glass Cat story, I had characters on my list that instead of giving them their own story, I was like, well, I can just put them in here. I'll just stick them in this story, and it'll be just fine. And it ended up being just fine. So
I think it's fine.
But again, they're obscure characters, but they fit into that story quite nicely. Quite nicely, I think.
I kind of like it. I mean, because I will admit that Oberman is not something I'm familiar with. I don't. Well, I don't have the deep lore that everybody else. I do. I love Oz and everything else, but I don't. So, but for me, it's like when I see these, even though it's obscure, my thought process is I get to learn something new.
Yeah.
How is this going to fit in there? And so to me, it's exciting because I may not be aware of him, but I'm like, a new character for me. Sweet.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it.
I think even the people who just read it, they'll be like, this is a cool character. And then they'll go, oh, wait, it really is Bomb. Like,
yep.
We didn't know that.
Yeah.
I think that's fun.
Yeah. I'm educating while I'm entertaining.
Yes. I keep talking to people about that. I'm like, edutainment.
Edutainment, yes.
Yes. It's a real thing.
Yeah, we'll suddenly see. So we'll sell this book, and then we'll suddenly hear, like on the news, like there's a sudden surge in this particular Oz book is selling. Like, I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, it was me. It was me.
Tom to Bomb. There you go.
Yeah.
Or Bomb to Tom.
Bomb to Tom.
Yep.
I'll tell you, I had to really dig deep for one of these characters in the Glass Cat story because I was like, I'm not crazy that this exists. I know this exists, but I couldn't find it in the book anymore. And then so when I got this, I went back in here and it kind of gives you an idea of where this happens. But then the book that I have has all of the books together. It's not like I have the individuals. So it's the page numbers are totally out of whack. So if it's like this book, page 27, it's like, nope, that has no bearing on me whatsoever. Yep. So I was like, I found the book that this character was in, and I was just basically going through like
skim reading
where he has to be here. Like, this is the moment, it has to be here, but I couldn't find it. And then, because really he only appears in like a few paragraphs, and then he's sort of done. And
I feel like I know who you're talking about.
No, you
probably.
No, you don't.
I totally do.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Who is it?
I don't. Allison might.
I'm not gonna say it on on air.
Who is it?
No. That'll be one of our aside conversations.
There you go.
Freddie's obscure himself. Yeah, we're all obscure, yes. Freddie.
We're all obscure.
All obscure.
Freddie's obscure matches with our obscurity, so it all meshes. That's all.
Yeah. So be prepared. We'll probably do an Ozthology again, even if it's not in association with the series itself, because this was too much fun to do.
I freaking love that.
And there's all kinds of characters that I still want to do.
And I'll just be like, "Ooh, do this character. Ooh, do this one."
Well, you've done that already. You've given me.
I know, but I'll just keep going.
Good, Allison. Keep it up, Allison. Keep going. Keep doing
it. What's funny is maybe it's not on this sheet. I think it's on a different sheet. What's funny is that you come at you're always like, you should do Button Bright and like some again.
I don't think I said Button Bright.
Maybe it wasn't Button Bright, but you've picked odd choices.
But he's well, isn't that more fun?
For who?
Yeah, to some degree, yes, I agree. But I just feel like Oz people who are sort of really deep into Oz always have the same like 3 or 4 choices. Like I could name like 3 characters that like everybody be like, yeah. But then you come out with like, you're outside that box.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's not outside the box. She's off the table and around the corner. And but that's what we love though, because
like,
for those of us who aren't in deep like that, we get to, educate, education and entertainment. So it's like that. We get to learn more about it.
Because the thing is, any Oz author is gonna do that handful of characters.
Very true. Very true. Exactly. Very true.
And so like that's your opportunity to be like, you know what, I'm gonna make this really cool character that's already been made, but here's my version of it.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with that, but
that people don't necessarily think about.
Yeah. I love seeing
Plus-
a more obscure character brought to life.
Yes, and Baum's universe is so vast that there are all of these characters that are freaking awesome that are, you know, not necessarily getting their modern day dues.
Yeah.
So there.
That's right. So in other
I will
words,
get off
Allison
of
is
my
going to
soapbox.
No, you're fine. You're
continue
fine.
to throw
Because,
obscure characters at you, Tom.
yeah, because you're right. I was picking obscure stuff out of that book. And then what I was finding was the book would name them as something, but when I would go do research online to get more out of it, other people would call it different things. And I was like, wait a minute, what is it? What are we talking about? Because I basically treat that as the Bible. Whatever this tells me, this is where I'm going.
Yeah.
And then, you know, from this to the actual books
Very
themselves.
curious though what you're referring to.
Yeah. Because I think, is it? Geez, there's a lot of. So I don't want to spoil things.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just not going to spoil things.
That's okay. You can ask me later or tell me.
But like there's definitely like characters that are sort of named one way, but then they have other names online. And through different things. So
that happens though.
Yeah.
That does happen.
Okay.
Like, for example, there is one character. I was having this discussion today because we were like, freaking Ruth. Where like Baum names her one thing, and then later on, Ruth names her something else. And
okay.
You're like, why would you change the name if she's already got a name? But there's a whole story that's then connected with that. So
then that might
there
be
are things where that technically is what happens.
Okay. All right.
Interesting.
So then I might not be as loopy as I thought. No. Because I was like, I don't understand. Why is this happening? Okay.
But if you can't do your research, if you can't find how it's connected, then it is. It's very discombobulated. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah. It got a little confusing.
Yeah.
If it's the same person, we'll have that whole discussion, and I'll tell you which book to find it in.
Well, it was in this one particular case that I know in my brain. It's an animal that was named something, and then I was like, oh, that sounds cool. And then I went looking, and like things started to change and fall apart. Okay. And I was like, okay. And it doesn't mean that I couldn't have just done it myself and just made anything I wanted anyway. But it seemed like he was kind of a specific thing, and if I was going to do it, I wanted to be able to understand it a little more to before I reimagined it. I wanted to have the depths of it. That's why I went big into the Valley of Voe and the gargoyles. I was like, I need to know all of this so that I can then reset it and figure out how the hell to do a spiral staircase, which I did. So I'm quite pleased and happy with that. I think you guys will like it too.
I'm sure.
It was a story that ended differently than I had planned it as I was writing it. As I was writing it, it evolved. The characters changed. The characters evolved. The situation, like it took on a complete life of its own until we got to the end. And then when I got to the end, I was like, this isn't what I was writing, but this is what the story is, because it wanted to be that. And so
the story said,
that was it.
We're going to go this way.
It did. Yeah. 100%. There was a moment where it just changed. Everything changed. Everything that I had, like, I'm going this way. This is the path. I hit a left, right. And the story said, no, it's left. And I was like, really? And
it said yes.
I kept going and I kept going. And then I realized, this is it. It really is this. Okay. Forget that. This is really it. And it all felt really good by the time it was done. So it was one of the fastest stories I've ever written too. It just went. Now I had been sort of developing it for a while to kind of figure out what I wanted to do just in my brain. But when I actually sat down to type it, it's probably the fastest 10 pages I've ever written. So it knew what it wanted and it worked just fine. So
It said, "Let me out of your head. Let's go."
Yeah, and I was happy to get it out too. Just get out, because I need to write a Glass Cat story next, and that's going to be a little different than this thing. So
Attitude on 4 paws.
he's
Very much so.
He's a guy. He's a guy.
That's how I put it. Yep.
He's a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but again, same thing. Like that, I wasn't, when I was writing the Glass Cat. He's the opposite. I didn't know what the story was. I was kind of writing scenes, like, okay, what would he do? What would he do? What would he do? What would he do? Like that was the whole thing. And then when we got him up to this one point, it was the same thing. It was like, okay, well, now what does he do? And then that's where the other characters popped into my head, and I was like, that's our story. And so like the last, 5 pages was the real sort of story to it. And when we got to the end, I was like, there it is. That worked just fine. Just enough of this this character and this crazy, bizarre little, like, what would ultimately be probably 5 minutes out of his life was a great story with a great ending. So yeah, and it sends us off nicely into more Oz stuff. So yeah, that was good.
Woo-hoo.
It was very good. Well, guys, any final questions here? Any final thoughts before we let everybody go?
I just want to know what your big Oztravaganza plans are, man.
I don't have any plans. I have no plans.
I feel like
at this stage,
feel
other
like
than
this
bringing art and stuff to kind of
this is the year. This is your Jack year.
It's not. I thought it was going to be. I'll be honest. I thought it was going to be. I was thinking about it.
Yes.
I was kind of like, how do I do this? But I don't think I'm going to have. I don't think I'm going to have. If I had been able to start last year, then maybe. But
With everything that went on, it just didn't.
Yeah, with last year being what it was.
Yeah.
There was no the creative element of everything last year was junk. So it took me really right into November to kind of
but you got
get it back.
You got like 5 months.
Well, I got 5 months, but I got
make an outfit for you.
I got like 12 shows in those 5 months too. Like it's
Jack's easy.
It's a lot.
Allison, it's all excuses.
You know what? If there's a costume that just shows up, you're gonna have to wear it. That's all I'm saying.
Witness.
Like, you do what I tell you.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Don't argue with the Gale herself. Come on.
I got some ruby pistols.
Well, and then next year's the 50th for Oztravaganza.
I know.
Next year, 27.
Yeah, but like this is a big year for you. That's what I'm saying.
I see.
50 is a separate thing. That can be its own celebration, but
yeah. But I'll crash it anyway.
Well, heck yeah.
Duh.
Well, we'll see what the possibilities are, but I find it unlikely.
Freddie says you're tall enough to be Beauregard.
Yeah, but I'm not standing in.
He's gonna be a furry in 80-degree weather.
Yeah, it's gonna be 80 degrees wearing rabbit ears. Like, that's not gonna happen. That is not gonna happen.
No suffering for your art, huh?
Yeah, no. Of course, now that we say that, it'll be a cold year, right? It'll be end up being those cold years.
It's going to be beautiful.
Is it?
Yes.
Is that what the Farmer's Almanac says?
We're manifesting.
Doesn't the Farmer's Almanac tell you what it's going to be?
I'm sure it probably does if I read it.
You would have to read. That's the whole key point is actually reading it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I remember last year it was supposed to be a downpour and we dodged it.
We did.
So
those Saturdays.
So far, so good. So far, so good. Yeah. Yeah. So for those that don't know, Ostravaganza is what we're talking about. It's an Oz festival in Chittenango, New York, sort of middle north of New York. So if you are
middle north.
Yeah, it's like middle north,
we're
roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Middle. Well, sorry. Yeah, but middle central, whatever. Whatever. Yeah. It's a cool little festival. It's an outdoor festival. If you want to see a meatball in a Jack Pumpkinhead mask riding in a parade, riding in the back of a Mustang, which I guess would work. If it's a Mustang, it makes sense.
There you go.
No, we're putting you on a horse. We've been talking about this for years. We're riding horses.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes, they put us in a parade.
Your own version of Toto.
And if I can ride a horse in leather pants, I think you could do it in denim with a handkerchief.
Denim with a handkerchief. Yeah, but Jack's blonde.
We can make that happen.
Ish.
I see the gears are turning in Allison's brain. Ticket.
Oh. He made the mistake of saying it. So now
it's all on Tom. Yep.
Like, you know what? If you didn't want to,
the easier
don't put ideas in my head, because
you're right. The easier way would just to be let the beard grow and just be the Tin Man. Just wear a jacket.
I do love the Tin Man. Actually, when you were talking about covers earlier and how the guys are not on very many, that Tin Man cover is one of my very favorites.
Yeah, Nii. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, she did 2 Tin Man covers. She did one that was the face.
It's just the face, yeah.
The up close, which is great.
Yeah,
and then she did like sort of the full body when we were over with Aspen. She did the full body version of him. Yeah. But yeah, both are great. But yeah, when we did those, I don't know what you call that. Portraits,
They're like a portrait,
Yeah, like portraits. Yeah. We did a bunch of those portrait faces.
Yeah, I love those.
Ginger and the lion and flying monkeys and stuff.
Yeah.
They came out really good. Her stuff. So what we did was in the omnibus, spoiler alert, all of Nii's covers are in one section of the book.
Oh, nice.
Because she's the only one that's done every single book for us. So all of her covers sort of start the cover gallery, and then all the other covers kind of come after. So we kind of give her a little, shout out for doing the work that she's been doing. And she's incidentally, spoiler alert, also, she will be doing the Silver Princess of Oz cover for the BD16 anthology cover. So there'll be that. Asher B, you guys know Asher B, and her awesome art. She is doing the Glass Cat cover.
Very
for
cool.
this. So she is. In fact, I as soon as I thought about it, I was like, who would draw a cat? And I was going to let Nii do the cat, but I knew I wanted her to do Silver Princess. And then I was like, so who's an animal drawer person besides the interior guy? Because I wanted somebody else. And then I remembered Asher, because Asher herself, she does animal stuff. She does like these fruit animals. Like she'll turn a pineapple into an animal, stuff like that.
That's fun.
Does like little pins and all kinds of stuff. So I was like, that's it. Asher can do those animals, and she'll be able to do that cool glistening glass, sort of vibe to it. Yeah. And when I told her, she was immediately like, oh my God, that's the stuff. So I said, yeah, good. You're in. And we'll probably just let Eisenetto do Overman, because he wants to draw dudes. So just like he drew Jack Pumpkinhead, I'll be like, you want to draw another dude?
Here you go.
like a dude. Like, you want to go?
Yeah.
Manly men.
I'm sure he'll key in on that just fine.
It always helps and is nice when your artists are excited about the projects that they're working on. So it shows.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well.
All right.
Anything else? Either from the two of you or from the peanut gallery out there chilling. I think I'm going to be at or be on Travis Gibbs' show tomorrow night. So anybody watches Travis Gibbs' creator show, I think I'm going to be on his show tomorrow. And then this weekend, I am down in Monroe for the Michigan Oddities and something else con. So it's like a horror show thing. So I'll be down there for Friday and Saturday. So if you're down Detroit way or down Ohio way, it's not too far. It's down far southeast of Michigan. So if you're chilling and you want to come hang out at a con, I will be there. And drop a spoiler and then hide. Yeah.
It's okay, Mike.
You're okay.
It's all good.
You're okay.
It's all good.
You're all right. And speaking of the BD Index, we are working on issue 2. That will be sometime this year as well. We've already got a whole bunch of art in from that, including a whole bunch of new people that have never worked for us before. So we will at some point have BD Index part 2, because the way that it came out, I'm really happy with it. So I'm excited to wrangle 32 or so more cats into this collection of things. So keep your eyes open for that. But let's take this guy down. Derp. There we go. So 2,600.
Holding his arms up like that.
We're not even quite at an hour yet, guys. We're already over halfway there. So this is great. Remember, you have 24 hours to get the bonus items, the sepia tones, the Nei day 1 thing. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. And this will end. So this is 18 days. So it ends on the 15th of February. So get your books. And then we'll be talking about the Ozthology coming up in March. And we'll keep on cruising. And then, of course, it will be the final issue of Goth Day in May. We'll be doing issue 4. It's going to be a little bit bigger final issue. The tagline is non-conformity. So it's going to be a very interesting design on the inside as well. Hope CB is up for the challenge.
CB is always up for the challenge.
I got plans and I need him to come through. So that'll be the end of Goth Day. It'll be our last Goth Day issue.
So Tom, if he ends up, adding you in as like an Easter egg, do you think it's going to take another 2 years for you to notice?
He probably, yeah. I don't know how I missed that. Most of the time, I catch that stuff pretty fast. Like when when Ian put me in as a vampire in the background, I was like, I see that. I know what's going on.
Yep.
But yeah, for whatever reason, that particular time, I was just like completely lost. But I've been reading back the issues to kind of put me back in that vibe, mindset, that zone, and so I've just been I've been studying myself. How did I write this thing, and then what did he do with them, and what can we take from that to do this?
Where do we go from here?
To do this sort of nonconformity storyline, and then as it happens, I came across a comic one time that did something that I had in mind anyway, but I didn't know how to do it, and then I saw them do it, and I was like, that's it. It
can be done.
Be done. Yeah, that was it. So I had to extrapolate a little bit out of there to get it to be what we want. But I saw the foundation of the idea, and so at least now I can sort of send CB some reference, like kind of like that, but our way, and it'll be fine. So yeah, that'll be May. I don't know if we're going to get the Shark book this year, guys. I don't know. I will probably know, just because, again, like I said, there's so much going on. I have tons of cons. It's just going to be dependent upon getting the scripts done that I need to get done, like Goth Day, all this other stuff. And then if I have time, I can dive into it. We can see what Jason can do with it. But I think we're going to push it to next year, to 27. I think think that makes sense to me. I think.
Well, not ideal, but you'd rather push it and then have something that you are going to, have
100%.
pride in, rather than rush it and go.
Yeah.
That's not what I wanted.
100%. Yeah, especially
Yeah.
this type of a book. What we're doing,
Mhm.
it has to be right, or it's not going to make sense. So we'll see. We'll let you know as we get a little deeper, but I think we might be passing on that. But there's other stuff throughout the year. So yeah, that's sort of the quick catch up here for all things Big Dog Inc. and Oz and so on. And thank you all for hanging out. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Allison and Shawnee,
Thank
it's always good to
you.
see
Thank
you all.
Yeah, you as well.
Fun to be
And
here.
like I said, 18 days ends on the 15th. So
Right.
I gave you guys Valentine's Day. You can go do your Valentine's Day, but then you got to come back on the 15th and finish up.
All right.
Can't be having you guys celebrating all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. All done?
Hey. Yeah.
All done. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody. Mike, thank you. Appreciate you. Freddie, good to see you. Again, I'm going to be on Travis's show tomorrow, I think. So keep your eyes open for that. Otherwise, we'll just keep updating you as we roll along.
Awesome.
And we'll see you when we see you.